after Marshawn Nealon passed on Monday night. And the tears in his eyes, those were genuine. Like, that wasn't bullcrap. That wasn't for the camera. That's being real, and that's understanding what it took for those men to come together and win that game. And then in the locker room again, after you beat the Philadelphia Eagles, he was like, you might not have to win the first, and he went through all the quarters. He's like, but you got to win the fourth. When has the Dallas Cowboys in the recent decades been the team you expect to win the fourth quarter against a defending, reigning champion? And then now, to come into this week in a must-win situation, not only for you, for the greatest player in the world who played his absolute butt off trying to save his team, and your guy outplays him, that's belief in your preparation, that's belief in who you are, and all of that starts with Brian Schottenheimer, who has managed to be the face of this team when nobody else can in that position.
The biggest sell job that he did was to George Pickens. It didn't start off so great for George Pickens. You know, he was coming off, walking off the line. He looked unengaged. And at some point, Shotty had to pull him to the side and say, hey, we're going to need you. And CeeDee Lamb goes down, and man, has he balled in since then. And now when CeeDee comes back, this is maybe the best 1-2 punch in all of football because of the versatility of the route running, right? You got CeeDee Lamb that can run route runs, but also, I mean, George Pickens just a physical freak. You said it a couple years ago.
Now, everybody was mad at me.
Yeah, but it took a while for him to develop and mature. But this is a mature, engaged, locked-in George Pickens, which is dangerous, which opens up their offense and makes it virtually impossible to stop on a consistent basis.
You guys made the point. No one's going to want to see them in the playoffs, right? I mean, they're not in the playoffs now. Their chances of making the playoffs remain fairly remote. They probably need to run the table, and will they do that? Obviously, who knows?
Arizona game's going to come back to bite them in the ass.
They lost that game. They lost a game. The Panthers, they played very badly on a Monday night. I remember coming in here the following morning and basically just saying,
Monday night game with Arizona.
They're done. Was that the Arizona game? Sorry, there was the Arizona game. There was also a Carolina game they lost.
Terrible.
That they looked terrible in. And I remember just basically saying, that's it. I mean, you know, they just don't have it this year.
How about them Cowboys?
And it might have been. Like, they might not make it back. They might not get, I mean, they're in a hole. But so much to feel good about. Like, in terms of the direction of the franchise, right? Like, the Schottenheimer hire was laughed at by everybody.
The Quentin Williams,
Micah Parsons trade, obviously, but you know, Schottenheimer stuck with Eberflus when it was lousy, and we're going to get healthier, and they got him better players.
They should run the table.
How important is that game?
They should run the table.
So yesterday on First Take, I said I felt like if they won this game against the Kansas City Chiefs, they could run the table. Next week's going to be an absolute fist fight against the Detroit Lions, who are coming off of two losses. Right, they're not healthy, but they're going to come to play, and you know that with Dan Campbell. That's going to be another opportunity for Brian Schottenheimer to show how he can get his team prepared for a particular moment, because that game looms extremely large now.
It's next Thursday night. Yeah, we're going to get to the Lions and the Packers in just a couple of minutes here, but that's next Thursday night. And if you look at the rest of it, if the Cowboys win that game,
done.
I think they're going to get in.
Absolutely.
I think this run has a chance to go. We've been looking at this 3-game stretch.
That division's falling apart.
Chiefs, which division? The NFC North.
Just the NFC altogether.
The conference.
The Lions are limping to the finish line. I don't think the Bears make the playoffs.
Well, we'll see. We'll see them today.
A big thing is this, though. We have to give Jerry Jones credit. Everyone wondered, would he make a move at the trade deadline? He teased it with Stephen A. Smith and said, you know, I got something coming. And Quentin Williams has changed this defense, but they've also gotten healthy in other places with people where people were on the roster already, and that is paying huge dividends for the Dallas Cowboys.
That number 0, DeMarvion Overshown,
changes things
all over the field, so much speed.
Jerry proved that he can chew gum and walk at the same time. Make $100 billion on gas and still make a trade the next day.
Listen, you got to give credit where it's due. We sometimes talk about the Cowboys because they're the Cowboys. Now we're talking about them because they really look like a good team that something special might happen for. We're going to do the Chiefs side of this game a little bit.
Handoff to Turpin coming around, and we know he got crazy speed. So, yes, they can run the ball. They're really balanced, but over the last 3 weeks, I've seen this offensive line they're starting to jail. You look at Booker, you look at Smith. Today Steele was in at right tackle. And I thought they played. I thought they played really, really well today. They did, and like I said, the Chiefs now. That model is not going to work anymore. You got to go to hell raised. You got to go get a defensive lineman, Ocho, that you don't have to. And now Spags want to bring pressure when he feels threatened. He always going to bring that pressure, Ocho.
Yes.
But now you don't really have that back end that can hold up.
Well, you got to understand. Hey, look at the back end they had. Let me tell you when it was at their best, right? When it was at their best, is we could bring pressure because we know we got Trent McDuffie and Ladarius Sneed out there.
Yep.
And we gonna play a shell on top of that.
You had Reed. You had Reed at safety.
Big man, listen. And wasn't nothing. And it wasn't nothing going on because I feel I can bring pressure because I know I don't have to worry about my goddamn back end. Now it's not that same. Once you shuffle those players, and you don't have players of the same caliber or with the same skill set that can allow you to do some of the things you want to do defensively.
Yep.
Now this is what you get.
You're absolutely right. But that defensive line is not the same. Like I said, CJ is a good player, but that 12, 15 sack guy, he's not that anymore.
Right.
Kaloftis, I don't even think Kaloftis registered a tackle today. Did he make a tackle today? No. No stats for Kaloftis. He got one. One total, one tackle. They had two tackles for losses and no sacks. It's hard. And I thought Patrick Mahomes is playing unbelievable football, Ocho.
Very good football.
I mean, he had 4 touchdowns. 23 of 34, 261, 4 touchdowns. Got out of harm's way, scrambled the ball. He still got those legs when needed. That play that he got pressure. The guy was about to, he jumped because he knew the guy was going to try to sweep his legs, and he's off balance and he throws the ball. I think he hit Rice. No, he hit Worthy. They're not but a handful of quarterbacks that make a player like that. I'm looking at a guy like a Josh Allen or Lamar, my homeboy, somebody like that.
Yeah, it's only a few now.
There's only a few that can do that. But the Cowboys, you got the Cowboys schedule up here? Cowboys
they got us next week.
At Lions.
Oh, Cowboys. Okay.
Vikings at home. Chargers at home. Commanders on the road. Giants on the road. And what we saw from the Lions, I don't know. Campbell might want to turn that play calling back over to John Morton. Just saying. Offense.
Mẹ ơi, Lisa thèm phở cung đình.
Vẫn là phở cung đình, nhưng mẹ Hà có bí quyết mới.
Vikings at home. Oh, they play next Thursday. That's next Thursday night.
Who they play next?
Right?
Thursday?
Is that a prime game? Yeah, that's next Friday. Next Thursday, excuse me. Next Thursday. Because that's normally what they do. They play Thursday, and then they get 10 days off and play the following Sunday, which will be a Sunday night. Yeah, they play Thursday, then the following Sunday. So they play Thanksgiving, they'll play next Thursday, and then they'll play because that's normally how Dallas' schedule shapes up, Ocho. They normally play Thanksgiving, then they'll play the following Thursday, and then they'll play the following Sunday.
Right. So give them enough time in between the rest.
Yep.
Wait, hold on. Who Oh no, we were talking about the Lions. Okay, we didn't get to that yet. Let me see if they got water in here.
The Eagles could have dealt them a death blow. The Chiefs could have dealt them a death blow, but give the Cowboys credit. The Cowboys like, nah, we still believe. We still got faith. 6-11, so they got 5 games to play. Can they win out? Absolutely. The games only get more important as they go along further and further. What they did against the Eagles, what they've done against the Chiefs today, all that's behind them. Now we got to put our focus on the Lions. And all of a sudden, the Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown went out. Now he has 10 days to cover. We don't know the severity of it. All they said it was an ankle injury and he was out, did not play.
Yeah, he got rolled.
But in his absence, Jameson Williams stepped up and played huge. Jameson Williams was unbelievable today.
Yeah, he was.
But the Cowboys have they got a very, very favorable schedule. You look at the Lions, they're a game behind the Lions. So they beat the Lions. Now they flip positions.
Mm-hmm.
They will still be in the they will be in the 8th spot instead of the 9th spot, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And then Vikings, Chargers, Commanders, and Giants. E close? Oh, okay. You think they can run the table, Ocho?
The Cowboys?
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. As long as they continue to do what they do defensively and play like that, play solid defense. You don't have to be all world. Just meet us halfway. Just meet us halfway and let the offense take care of what they're doing. Offensively, Dak, you can't turn the ball over.
Yep.
Protect the ball. That's it. And make sure whoever calling the plays, I'm not sure if Shotty's calling the plays, but keep that balance. Keep that balance with Williams running the ball. Zone reads, off tackle, some of those sweeps, some of those pitches. You like to do those tosses, and then play action. Gonna kill him every time. What Pick is able to do, obviously Pick playing mostly on the outside, and CeeDee Lamb is killing everything, intermediate, short and intermediate. I mean, you'll be fine. And obviously Jake Ferguson, when they want to use him and get him the ball, they have the weapons to do it. All it comes down to is you have to play solid, complementary defense, and they'll be fine. It's easy for me to sit here and say it, but actually going out there and doing it, play by play, drive by drive, that's the hard part.
It is. And when you look at it, Ocho, you look at the Commanders might be without Jaden Daniels. Like he practiced, but he's probably. I think the Commanders play the Broncos this week, Ocho. So there was a part that he was practicing, but they said it was iffy that he'd play Sunday. We'll see if he's fully recovered and he's able to go against the Cowboys. The Chargers, we don't know what Chargers we're going to get. We know offensively they can be good. We know they can put pressure on your defense.
Cowboys Nation, what we just witnessed over the last few days goes far beyond a simple winning streak. This is not luck. This is not a coincidence. This is what happens when a team finally decides who it is, what it stands for, and how far it's willing to go when its back is against the wall. Dallas didn't just beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Dallas didn't just fight through adversity. They announced themselves to the entire NFL as a team that believes, a team that refuses to fold, and a team that plays its best when everything is on the line. And you could feel it from the very beginning, from the emotion, from the preparation, from the fire in Dak Prescott's eyes. After everything this franchise has endured, after the criticism, the doubts, the losses that nearly buried their season, Dak stepped onto that field and outplayed the best player in football. While Patrick Mahomes was working magic, Dak was matching him throw for throw, pressure for pressure. Against a Kansas City defense that has suffocated opponents all year, Dak shredded them for big plays, explosive drives, and the type of composure that defines championship quarterbacks. But this was not just about Dak. This was about a roster that's finally playing aligned, finally responding to adversity like a real contender. George Pickens has become the X factor nobody saw coming. This is a player who was questioned, criticized, doubted. But Brian Shottenheimer believed in him. He challenged him. He demanded more from him. And now we're watching Pickens turn into a superstar before our eyes. A physical force, a big play machine, a matchup nightmare who completely changes how defenses play against Dallas. Combine that with CeeDee Lamb returning to form, the offensive line improving every week, and Javonte Williams running with power and purpose, and this offense has become one of the most terrifying units in the NFL. But the real shift, the real identity change, has come on the defensive side. This unit was breaking earlier in the season. Now, after the additions of Quinnen Williams and the rise of Overshown, this defense is attacking with speed, discipline, and violence. Mahomes felt it all night. He felt the pressure, he felt the physicality, he felt the discomfort that no quarterback wants to feel with the season on the line. Dallas no longer collapses in the fourth quarter. They finish, they punish, they close. And that's what makes this version of the Cowboys so dangerous. For the first time in years, Dallas is not finding ways to lose games. They're finding ways to win them. They're winning emotional games. They're winning short week battles. They're winning against Super Bowl caliber opponents. And they're doing it with belief, execution, and a level of brotherhood we haven't seen in a long time. This team is not done. This team is not satisfied. And now with the Lions on deck, Dallas controls its own destiny. The playoff picture is tightening, the pressure is mounting, but this version of the Cowboys has proven it embraces the moment. They've shown they can take a punch, respond, and deliver one twice as hard. If they get into the postseason, they will not just be another team in the bracket. They will be a problem, a dangerous, unpredictable, battle-tested force that nobody wants to meet when the stakes are highest. Cowboys Nation, I want to hear your voice. Do you believe this team can run the table? Do you believe Dak is playing MVP-level football? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. This season is far from over, and we're going to ride this wave together.